I'm Ann Kelly, working the desk at Calc News. We have breaking news coming to you from University City. A man was murdered and a mathematician is under arrest. We'll have more for you later. And here's reporter Michelle Garcia to tell us what happened.
Hi Ann, I'm Michelle here at University City High School where the crime scene has taken place. There's been rumors about a witness and some poisoning happening, and we're going in to find out more information.
Thank you, Michelle. I'm back at the desk with Detective Adar, who has more information about the crime scene. So Adar, what have you found on the scene?
Well, first, we found this half-eaten cookie, which we assumed killed the victim. Second, we found this vial of lead, which we assumed was put into the cookie to be the poison. And lastly, we found this clue, the integral of tangent squared x. We don't know what it means yet.
So, have we found any more information about the victim?
Yes, the victim's name is Isaac Newton. He was 84 years old and 79 kilograms, and he officially was poisoned by a cookie.
That's horrible. I think we should take a moment of silence for Sir Isaac Newton. Thank you. Now back to Michelle, who's at the scene.
Thank you, Ann. I'm here with Leah at the 400 building, here to talk to us more about the crime scene. So Leah, what do you know?
Well, I was walking in the bathroom, and in the hall there was a weird table set up with a bunch of cookies. And our physics teacher, Mr. Newton, he was eating them, and then I saw that he passed out, and there was an old man running away.
Do you know what direction he was running?
Yeah, he went 30 degrees that way, and then 90 degrees that way, and then 60 degrees that way.
90 degrees which way again?
This way.
Okay.
It's almost like it formed a triangle.
Thank you. Back to Ann.
Thank you, Michelle. I'm back here live with Detective Adar, who has found more information about the crime. So, Detective Adar, I've heard about a suspect. Who might this be?
The suspect is Pythagoras. We assume he committed these murders.
Interesting. So, what do we know about Pythagoras? Is he a criminal?
Actually, yes, he does have a record. He's suspected of drowning one of his students for proving him that the square root of 2 was irrational. This went against his theory that all numbers were rational and could be represented as the ratio of 2 numbers.
Doesn't that sound pretty irrational?
Yes, it does.
So, is that it?
No, he founded a cult-like scientific religion which followed a strict code of secrecy.
That would make sense why we don't know much about Pythagoras.
Yes.
So, what is Pythagoras known for?
Well, some of the things he's known for is the Pythagorean theorem, which, when manipulated, could help with Pythagorean identities in calculus. He also found that the sum of the angles in a triangle is equal to 2 right angles, 180 degrees. He also discovered irrational numbers. He taught that the Earth was a sphere in the center of the universe. And he taught about 5 regular solids.
Now, is Isaac Newton Pythagoras' only victim?
No, he's not. We are known of 3 other murders. First one, Archimedes of Syracuse. Second one, Leonhard Euler. And the third one, Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz. Yeah.
Did all of these were they poisoned by a cookie?
No. Archimedes mysteriously died in his bathtub, while Euler was hit by natural logs. And Leibniz was driving while he was murdered.
Now, on the crime scene, there was a pink triangle left.
Yes.
That looks very familiar.
Yes. At each crime scene, there were triangles left. There was 180, squared plus sine squared equals 1, and a squared plus b squared equals c squared. These were all left at the crime scenes.
Interesting. And we're back. Sorry about the technical difficulties, but while we were waiting, Detective Adara and I were looking at the clues, and we found something quite peculiar. Now, if my cameraman will come around, we'll show you our findings. While listening to the witness's testimony, she said that Pythagoras, who our suspect, ran 30 degrees that way, 90 degrees that way, and 60 degrees that way. Now, if you look at that, it looks like a right triangle.
It does.
It does. Now, if you add up the angles, 30 plus 90 plus 60, you'll come to find that it equals 180. Now, isn't that strange? Just like one of the clues that was left on a previous murder. Knowing this is a right triangle, we also know that it follows the Pythagorean theorem. But we don't know what is to do with the rest of the clues. Maybe Detective Adara can help us with that.
To be completely honest, we don't know how these two clues connect. We're trying to find out how this identity can solve this integral, but we need help.
We need your help. How do these relate? Because if we can't find this,
We won't be able to convict him.
and we're back. Thank you for helping. But we just got an anonymous call, and they were able to prove that the integral of tan squared x could solve it using the Pythagorean identity. Now we're going to have one of our mathematicians on scene show you how it's done.
So we're given that cosine squared of x plus sine squared of x equals 1. And then we need to find tangent to solve the integral. So if you divide everything by cosine squared, then you get 1 plus tangent squared of x equals secant squared. But you want tangent by itself. So you get tangent squared equals secant squared minus 1. So you plug that into the integral. So you get the integral of secant squared x minus 1. And we know the integral of secant squared x is tan. So it's tan x minus x plus c.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Mathematician. Now Adara and I are back here, and she's about to close this case.
Thanks to this, we can now prove that Pythagoras committed all these murders. This case is now closed.
It's such a shame, because Pythagoras was a contributing part to our society. His identities helped us with our engineering and even our sound. By using Pythagoras' identities, we were able to determine heights, navigation paths, and distances between objects, which is a big part in engineering. And what are the band kids gonna do without Pythagoras? People are able to measure sound waves that are produced by instruments thanks to him. It's such a shame.
This case is closed.